we have DQ and Bobby Wagner facing their former team. But take us through this modern-day Hawks defense, right? And what you think they might have planned for Jayden Daniels and company.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for anyone. We know how good the Seahawks defense is, how complete they are. They're great against the run, great four-man rush, great in coverage. You get Witherspoon backs. But I would argue they're also really challenging for Washington because they match up well with a number of things that the Commanders like to do, one of which is no huddle. We know that they run no huddle at pretty much the highest rate in football. Against no huddle this year, it's been 400 snaps. The Seahawks defense have been top 3 in success rate, in large part, guys, because they don't have to take players off the field. They've stayed in nickel 88% of the time, and they can defend the run so well out of that. So the Commanders are so good at making defenses play left-handed by playing fast. But that's not something you can do against Seattle because they're so good at defending the run with light bodies. So it's a tricky matchup for Washington, and I struggle to find matchup advantages, candidly, when I look at the Seattle defense.
Yeah, I think this is a game that Jayden's going to have to go for over 60 or 70 yards with his legs. And the reality is he's not nearly the runner that he was last year as far as production because he's missed games, but he's still having success running the football on a per-game basis. Against zone, Mina's talking about zone defense. If you look at the bottom of that graphic, Seattle is one of the top 10 zone defenses in the league when it comes to usage. Jayden does a really good job running against zone defenses. And I think the thing that stood out to my mind is when we called that Houston-Seattle game on Monday night, Houston had some success, CJ, when Seattle gets all their defensive line games and they get those stunts and twists and TEs, they can leave seams there. I think Jayden's got to have a little bit of the Josh Allen versus man coverage in him. Josh Allen sees man coverage. He sees the seam, back foot hits the ground and goes. I think Jayden's got to have that mindset this week of if you get a twist or a game and you see a seam, take off and make sure that your legs are a massive part of this football game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it is interesting. You're going to need a great game from Jayden Daniels to be able to win this game from my viewpoint. Unless Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense absolutely lays an egg, this defense is legit for the Seahawks. It's been an awesome defense. Incredibly physical, tough. They're just a bunch of bullies out there. And this is where you do need your quarterback to rise to the occasion. I feel like someone like Jayden is going to have to make a lot of off-script plays, big runs, but I don't know if he has that in him right now in this immediate moment. And that's my concern. I think this is an incredibly tough spot for Jayden, and you guys all know, I think Jayden is elite. I think Jayden is a top quarterback in the NFL. This has just been because he's been banged up. His team has been banged up. Like, this is just one of those years. This means nothing in terms of my opinions or conclusions that I've drawn about Jayden. He is the truth to me. He is elite. He is special. He is a top bona fide quarterback in the NFL. No question about it. I just don't know if he has the health to do what he needs to do right now. And I don't know what the game plan is in terms of protecting his health right now. I don't know if Washington's like, we want you taken off, we want you getting after. Like, I don't know. I really don't. It's a short-term versus long-term play here. And so, and the problem is that we have not seen this healthy Commanders offense how we all envisioned it. And I talked about this because I made a Seahawks video because Colin is picking the Commanders to win this game, and he was just saying a lot of negative things about the Seahawks that I personally strongly disagree with. And what I said in that video was like, we haven't seen the vision of what this offense is supposed to look like, how it's supposed to be run, how it's supposed to be executed. And the reality is that against the Cowboys, and no, this is different because they weren't full strength, but against the Cowboys, against the Bears, like, they did need higher quality play from Jayden, and he was not in a position to deliver that. He was not in a position to say, all right, guys, I can put this team on my back right now. I can make up big, massive production with my legs, devastate the defense, keep them huffing and puffing, keeping them confused, keeping them, just on their toes. And I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be the intention with Jayden Daniels right now. I just don't know. I have zero idea, and I don't know how anyone could have any idea. Now, I made a very similar conversation. I had a similar conversation about Lamar and about that. In terms of like you don't know, he's coming back out, he's playing and all that, but like I don't know how much he's going to want to use his legs and what he's going to look like and etc. etc. I was confident that he wasn't going to be rusty because I disagreed with Nick about all of that. And I think with Jayden, since he's been legitimately in and out of the lineup as well as a young quarterback, I'm not going to say rusty, but it's just this is a high-level defense, and I don't think it's easy to just jump in and just be this special talent in just a snap of the fingers. Especially with an offense, in terms of the other side of the ball now. The offense has been great for the Seahawks. Like, you've just been having really high-level football played by Seattle. And their ability to get after the quarterback, force turnovers, like, it's just, yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think a game like this bums me out because we haven't been able to see the Commanders be who I expect them to be because of injuries. That I wouldn't have been surprised if this game really felt like kind of what we saw with the Bucs and the Seahawks, but for different reasons. That was just a pretty poor display of defense, especially by the Seahawks. But, that was an amazing back and forth game. Both quarterbacks playing out of their minds, both offenses playing out of their minds, and both defenses just kind of, not there, honestly. And I think that if the Commanders were actually healthy and they had at least been playing with each other for at least a couple weeks, like just having some continuity there, some level of consistency, I would be expecting like a fireworks game. I'd be expecting to be like, man, we're about to see again 2 high-level offenses going at it, and which defense can rise to the occasion, right? Which defense can get out there and make a play? Who's going to be able to convert on that 3rd and long or that 4th and 3, right? Like, it's going to come down to those moments, and I'm all for it. And listen, that's still on the table. Like, that's what's kind of interesting about this game is because I do think the Commanders are on their back foot because of, like I keep explaining, injuries, continuity, etc. But the reality is that Jayden Daniels is an unbelievable player. And Terry McLaurin, Debo, and Cliff Kingsbury, that if they can put this together, if the health is all right, then they absolutely do have the potential. Like I made in the Seahawks video, what I said is like the way how I see the Commanders win, the only way that I see the Commanders truly winning this game, again, outside of the other team just completely laying an egg, is just the greatness of Jayden. You're just watching that game and you're just like, yeah, that's enough with the Drake May, enough with the Caleb Williams, enough with the Bo Nix. Like, this is Jayden Daniels. This is the Commanders. This is the team that got to the NFC Championship game last year. Like, this is the greatness that everyone's been talking about. Just stop forgetting who they are. They've just been injured, okay? And you need to do it like that, right? Like, it needs to be a snap of the fingers where it's like, whoa, this is the team that that we were expecting to see. That we have been robbed of. That's what they need to be. That's what I believe they will need to be. And it's a hard thing to accomplish. It's not easy. And it's not a value judgment or a value statement on Jayden and the Commanders and whatnot. It's just acknowledging the difficulty of that. Listen, even the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson, who's obviously, an elite established veteran, like, I don't think he was rusty. I'm still fighting with people in the comment section over that. But the offense wasn't like comfortable and smooth either. It wasn't rust, right, to me. But it was just like the offense just wasn't connected. It was just a little. They just were kind of grinding their gears a little bit. They were spinning their wheels in the mud, which is very reminiscent. And this is what I've been saying about the Commanders, what the Green Bay Packers had when Jordan Love was in and out of the lineup, and he had his receivers and other pieces in and out of the lineup. That it was just like, yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. And now it's different when you have a quarterback who you can rely on with his legs. But like I said, in this situation, I don't know how much weight you're going to put on Jayden's shoulders or legs for that matter. So, and then you're going up against a significantly better team in the Seattle Seahawks than the Miami Dolphins. So, we'll see how this game unfolds. We'll see. I think for me, if the Commanders lose and Jayden Daniels looks okay, looks good, you know, it's just like it's an okay game all around, I'll be like, yeah, that totally makes sense. And if they win, it'll be wildly impressive to me, and I'll say there's zero reason to doubt the Commanders. The only reason is health. As long as everyone stays healthy, this is not a team that you want to face at all. This is the version of the Commanders that we have been expecting since January or February or whenever the heck they lost to the Eagles. So yeah. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Jayden and the Commanders taking on the Seahawks? Do you believe that they'll be able to get this thing going? You know, will they be able to hit the ground running, especially against the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday night? How do you think Jayden should be used or will be used? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.